Hey folks, Joey the Survival. Today I want to talk about my small survival kit that can actually save your life in an emergency situation. Stick around. Alright folks, so full disclosure, this little pouch here is not going to address every single survival need slash want you're going to have out there, but it is a baseline kit so you can actually build a fire, have some tools with you on hand so you have a fighting chance in some kind of brutal environment like up here in the Upper Peninsula right now where it's -1 and it feels like -27 with wind chill. Now, that being said, I always encourage people, every single time that we talk about survival bushcraft, to always carry bare minimum with you the 5 C's of survivability. If you don't know what those are, it is a containing device of some kind. I always go with a single-walled stainless steel container so you can boil water into it. Now, along with that, cutting, as in a knife, saw, axe, something you can actually process wood and make things with or even start a fire with, okay? So cutting. Combustion, ferrocene rod, lighters, sunglass, whatever you're going to use to start a fire, carry it with you. Combustion. You want cordage, because it's easier to have cordage with you instead of run around the winter forest trying to make cordage, right? I'm not going to dig 4 foot down in the snow trying to get spruce roots. It's just easier to have 550 cord with you or a bank line. And that, cover, okay? Last one right there. Cover, obviously going to be first defense, is going to be your clothing. Always layer up in the wintertime. Always, always, right? Now, about this little kit. Height-wise, it's about 7 inches tall, because I know my hand is roughly 7 inches. From the bottom of my wrist to the tip of my middle finger here is about 7¼ inches. So, about 7 inches tall. This is roughly 4 inches wide. And yes, you can kind of cinch this down and whatnot, and it's just kind of filled with what I like to carry in a little pouch like this to affect my survivability in a positive manner. Now, what I carry in here, I'm not saying is 100% the correct thing to carry. That's up to you and your environment and your wants, needs, and desires. But I always like to have a 6-inch ferrocene rod because you have a lot of burning material when you actually have a sharp 90-degree spine or a sharp rock, piece of glass, hunk of metal, whatever, hitting that rod and it actually sparks. You have a lot of power right there, 3,000 degrees Fahrenheit, hitting that actual combustible material, hopefully so you have with you. Now with that, this actually is not part of the ferrocene rod, it's part of an old magnesium bar I had, but hey, you know what, a striker that's actually attached to it, good to go. So, ferrocene rod. Along with that, kind of a moot point right now in the winter woods of Upper Peninsula, but here, we have a sunglass that can actually capture the sun rays, start a fire with that, so sun. The other item I have in this pouch, and granted I do have 2 Bic lighters in my pocket next to my body to stay warm so they're ready to use, not out here in the pouch on the outside of my body or wherever I have this pouch next to me, right? But the thing is this though, brand new Bic lighter, don't monkey with it beyond taking the child safety lock off, just in case your dexterity is off, and wrapped it in duct tape so you have some actual combustible material, not only for the lighter, but also ferrocene rod as well. So there's that. Now, Tinder sources I like to carry with me. I'm sure you guys have seen this. If not, maybe I've mentioned it before on the channel. If you're new, welcome. But commercial fat wood you can buy from a hardware store. I don't know the brand's name, I don't remember right now, but it's just commercial fat wood. Really nice to have with you. Cut these down to length, to size, what you want to do. You can shave this, you can cut this with a saw, get the fine powder for your sunglass or your ferrocene rod. Whatever you want to do with these things, but you have right now dry, ready-made sourced tinder right inside your pouch or pocket. Now, that being said, we'll just throw those right there for a minute. I also have jute twine. This is actually one of my favorite cordages out there in the world because not only can you use it for cordage its intended purpose, but you can render this down into some kind of loose ball, if you will, for your ferrocene rod, kind of like cattail fluff or a cotton ball. Along with that, you can also make it, again, the cotton ball-like material by rendering it down and then compressing it down for your solar ignition by your sunglass. So, or magnifying glass. That way, you have a lot of power in this little bundle right here. And this is maybe like probably 30 foot of jute twine itself. And if you need cordage to be strong, and say it's something sacrificial, like some kind of trap system or whatever, and you don't want to use your good cordage, you can always take this and you can actually entwine it with each other so it's actually a stronger cordage. Now, along with that, I like to carry my Leatherman Super Tool 300. A lot of different options on here. I have this since 2011. You have 2 knives, a saw blade, a file, various other small tools like screwdrivers, flathead right there, a awl, and you have a can opener here as well. Pliers, wire cutters, all good stuff right there, guys. You can use in a lot of different emergency situations. Now, along with that too, I didn't know Leatherman actually made this, but a small bit set. I know it's kind of hard to see the black bits on the black background, but there's bits in there. There's a couple useless ones in here. There's more of a square bit right here. This is more of like an octagon shape up top. This is your small and large star bit. Right here is your big Phillips head, small Phillips head, big flathead, small flathead. And this actually works by fitting onto your Leatherman on the Phillips head screwdriver here. Square end goes right here, and then the bit will go in here. And this does actually accept regular bits as well, so you can carry a number of things you want to have with you. Now, yes, this will fit the other tools on here as well, just it's not designed for that. Just know right now it's not. But say your flathead screwdriver, that kind of works there, not the greatest. But your awl, it does actually sit on there pretty well. Personally, I wouldn't really do that because I use the awl for the ferrocene rod if I had to. But just know there are other options on their tool for that. Not designed for that, though. Now, that being said, hands are getting a little stiff. But a Lansky's diamond rod pocket sharpener, okay? You want this because it's got a flat side. Hopefully you guys can see it in the camera angle. I can't really see. Flat side, round edge with a little groove in there for fish hooks. Along with that, you got a rat tail, so you can use that for your saw as well. That's why I like carrying this. Is this the best option out in the woods? Absolutely not. But it's better than nothing. And dull tools are far more dangerous than sharp tools. So let's be smart about it. Now, I mentioned cordage. I have 550 cord, or 550 cord from Big Box Store. This might be like 15 feet or so, something like that. And number 36 bank line. This stuff is really tough, guys, okay? You want tarred mariner line. This is kind of maybe a knockoff brand I found on Amazon, but still it works pretty good. Yeah, that maybe the tar is just kind of really stiff right now. But either way, though, that's about 25 foot of number 36 bank line. Use that for a number of things. And can you not use cordage for? It's basically duct tape of the woods. Now, for signaling and navigation, okay, this little, I think it's Coach Lens or something like that is the brand's name. But you have a compass on here that actually works pretty good for cardinal direction. It's not going to be your specific like your Sansuto, but anyway, though, then you also have a thermometer on here so you know how screwed you are in the woods. But the biggest factor is this, okay? It's going to get loud here, so loud noise warning here. Blowing a whistle like that is far better, and it consumes less calories and hydration on your end to sit there and blow this whistle for rescue or help or whatever you're trying to do, instead of sitting there yelling for help. Because if you yell for help, it's really muffled out here in the woods because the snow, the dense foliage, I shouldn't say foliage, excuse me, but the dense branches and whatever, or the coniferous trees and whatnot. But this is actually shrill and will travel a lot farther than yelling. Now, along with that, I do have to say, the reason why I don't have a pee whistle is because your hot breath hits that cold pee. Eventually, if it's just around your neck or whatever this whistle is, it can actually freeze the condensation on that pee, and then now you don't have a signaling device. So that's it right there, guys. That is the whole kit. That's the whole shebang of what I carry in here. And obviously, again, I always carry the 5 C's survivability. I have my water canteen here. My cover is my clothing. I have extra combustion in my pocket here. I have my flashlight, extra batteries. All sorts of good stuff with me, guys, to help survive in such a brutal environment. So anyways, guys, hope this kind of gets the gears turning. You kind of develop your own game plan, carry which is going to work great for your environment and your personal wants, needs, and skill sets. And as always, guys, stay frosty.